Nearpod is a great technology tool to use within your classroom because it can do so many things to enhance your lessons as an educator. Nearpod is an interactive presentation and assessment tool that can be used to amazing effect in the classroom. The app's concept is simple. A teacher can create presentations that can contain quizzes, polls, videos, images, drawing boards, content, and so on. The children can access the teacher's presentation through a code. It is up to the teacher to then move the class through the presentations and let them interact with the media as they go. Enjoy reading over the MBOT standards that are related to using Nearpod in your classroom. Getting started with Nearpod for a teacher is rather simple. Go to nearpod.com, and once you've gone to nearpod.com, you see in the middle of the page it says create a free teacher account. You would click on that, and once you've clicked on free teacher account, you sign up as a teacher. You can either sign up with an email, sign up with Google, or sign up with Office 365. After signing up and logging in with Nearpod, this is your login page. It would be considered My Nearpod, or the dashboard that you would use to get started. And you can see with My Nearpod dashboard, it has different aspects to it. It has My Library, an Explore feature, Join, Create, and Reports. From your My Nearpod page, when you click on My Library, that can get you started with one of the interactive lessons. As you can see on my screen, I have a number of lessons that I've already saved. Now let's take a look at a few different aspects to it. So if I click here on this one, this is an example of a lesson that is not yet saved. Here's also a lesson of a lesson that is not saved. Now, here is an example of a lesson that is saved. When you click on Live Lesson, that will go through the interactive Nearpod at the pace of the teacher. If you click on Student Pace, that will go at the pace of the individual student. I'm going to demonstrate how to get started with a Nearpod interactive lesson. From my library section, I'm going to show you on the right side of the page is what the teacher would be seeing, and on the left side I'm going to show you what it would look like from a student's iPad, since my students will be logging into Nearpod using their iPads. So looking at the lessons, I'm going to hover over this lesson about area of right triangles. When I hover over it, you can see a live lesson, so I'm going to click on Live Lesson. And after I click on that, a code will come up that the students will put in on their iPad. So I can just state it to them. I could send the code to them by email, social media, a link, or within Google Classroom. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to put the code right in. So a student put the code in, and as a student, I'm going to put my name and get started with it. So it already has gone to the first page as a student. Now as a teacher, it's the introduction page of Find the Area of a Right Triangle. Since this is a live session at the teacher's pace, I'll be the first to click. The objective of the lesson is stated as following. Then it says, how do you find the area of a right triangle? We would be able to discuss that, be able to explore that together on finding area of a right triangle. Now, the first quiz that is part of this lesson is reviewing area of rectangles. It says if this area rectangle measures 6 units long by 7 units wide. What is its area? So this would be a review. So area of a rectangle is length times width. So 7 times 6 is 42. Student would click and send. And as a teacher, I can see on my board, after I say yes, that Zach answered the question. And it is showing that he marked the correct answer with C. You can see that 100% of the students, since there's only one student in the class, got the answer correct. Under the Explore tab, you're able to find Nearpod interactive lessons that have already been created. You're able to search a lesson right here, or you have different sections of top lessons, new lessons, featured lessons, and for this short video, I'm going to find a top free lesson. So I clicked on this one as basic fractions lesson. I can preview it right here to see whether or not it's a quality lesson that I want. And if I determine that it is, I'm going to simply add to my library. And now that lesson is in my library. So to go to it immediately, I can go to Show in my library. To create a Nearpod interactive lesson, you would go under the Create tab. When you get to the Create tab, you can start a interactive lessons from scratch by saying Add Slide. When you click on Add Slide, you can add content, add web content, or add an activity such as a quiz. What I really like about Nearpod is that you can use resources you've already created in the past and make them better, such as a PowerPoint. So I'm going to click or drag and drop this PowerPoint that I've used in the past on Native American Studies. So it quickly uploads and it says the PowerPoint was successfully added. You can see that it takes a moment to add the PowerPoint lesson to the Nearpod presentation. Now you can see the order of the lessons of the PowerPoint presentation. Now to make it even a better Nearpod presentation, I'm going to add a slide, and I could put more content into it. I could add web content for this demonstration. I'm going to add an activity. There's a number of different activities that you could add to it, including open-ended question, a poll, a quiz, draw. Collaborate is a new feature to Nearpod. You could have them fill in the blanks, or a memory test. And I'm not going to go over all of them, but we're going to take a look at a quiz. So the quiz title could be Native Americans. So my question is pertaining to one part. What is a group of families bound together under a single leadership? And I'm going to put some different answers in there. The answer is tribe, and to say that is the correct answer, I'm going to click the check mark here. And what I really like is that you could have multiple correct answers for this. Next, I'm going to put league. That is not the correct answer. I'm going to put big family. And a fourth one of Iroquois. So after I've put in the question, I'm going to save. I could put more questions into that same part. It automatically saves to the last part of the presentation. If I wanted it throughout the presentation, I could click and drag where I would want it. But since this is just a formative assessment at the end of this presentation, I would keep it at that location. Thank you for watching my movie about Nearpod, and I hope you find it helpful to using it for yourself and your students in enhancing learning in your classroom.